Believe it or not, SSDs or solid-state drives have existed since the late 1970s. The first SSD was invented by storage tech company. Over the years, different structures of SSDs were created to minimize the cost of production and make it a viable option for commercial use. Today, we can buy SSDs for a very cheap price, around under 100 bucks or under 5,000 Philippine peso, thanks to these innovations. Today we have here the SKIHOTAR A320 SATA 512GB solid-state drive. This SSD was manufactured by the company SKIHOTAR, which also produces memory sticks or RAM. I bought this SSD for only 1,400 Philippine peso or around 25 to 26 US dollars. It will replace the aging 12-year-old spinning hard drive inside my 2011 iMac. The unboxing experience is very typical, though I really like the logo design on top of the box. Initially, I planned to use this SSD as an external storage and boot my operating system right from there. So I also bought the generic storage enclosure from the shop where I bought this SSD. I mounted the SSD to the enclosure. However, there is a problem. I ran Blackmagic speed test to compare the speed of hard drive inside my Mac to the solid state drive. The hard drive inside the Mac scored around 80 to 100 megabits per second for read and write speed, and on the mounted SSD, I only got 30 Mbps. I can only think of one reason behind this problem. I researched and my hunch was correct. Apple used USB 2.0 port for this iMac instead of the faster USB 3. So, it is possible to boot the OS from this SSD as an external drive. However, it will be much slower than the spinning hard drive inside, which is pretty ridiculous. I need to open this 2011 iMac to install the SSD inside directly. I went to a technician and had it installed since I didn't have any tools with me. The SSD installation went well, but I faced another problem. The SSD does not have an operating system. I ran macOS recovery, and after hours of waiting, I finally got the OS installed. This Mac came with macOS Lion back in 2011, so I had to go ahead and install macOS El Capitan so I could install the macOS High Sierra. The process was really hectic and I needed half of my day to finally finish troubleshooting and installing an operating system. But now that's done, I can run more tests to see how good this SKIHOTAR 512GB SSD is. First, the booting time was significantly faster, from around 1 minute 30 seconds to 47 seconds. The opening or running of application is much faster, and there is a slight increase in speed when rendering in Premiere Pro and After Effects. The overall speed improvement was significant, and to finally check, I reran Blackmagic speed test. As you can see, we are now getting 450 Mbps read speed and 500 Mbps write speed compared to 80 to 90 Mbps we were getting from the original Seagate hard drive. For final verdict, is it worth it to buy the SKIHOTAR SSD? When it comes to price, this 512GB SSD is reasonably cheap for only 1,400 pesos or 25 US dollars. In comparison, you can buy the same amount of storage from Samsung for 100 bucks or around 5,000 pesos. Although cheap, reliability is also a factor to be considered when purchasing an SSD. The seller of this SSD only gave me 2 years of warranty. Samsung, on the other hand, even if it is overpriced, you get 5 years of warranty. You can also rest assured that your SSD won't fail anytime soon. The SKIHOTAR SSD is not bad by any means. According to their website, the 512GB variant of this SSD can get up to 160 terabytes TBW limit, or total bytes written. In this case, we can estimate that this SSD will last more than 10 years depending on the usage. So for my recommendation, if you're looking for a cheap SSD, this SSD is definitely something to be considered. However, if you want peace of mind, knowing all data inside your SSD is safe and has more extended warranty period, but comes at a premium price, go with Samsung, SK Hynix, or Crucial, or maybe Western Digital. If you decide to buy this product, make sure to keep it at low temperatures and back up all your data. If you have other suggestions for better cheap SSD alternatives, leave it in the comment section. And if you like this video, consider liking and subscribing. Once again, this is UTech, and see you on my next video. Peace.